Dave Coldwell, welcome back, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. You look like you are enjoying the sun there, mate.
Mate, what's there not to enjoy? It's red hot, the sun's out, and yeah, it's good. It's good times, mate.
Are you not one of these where...
It beats looking out your window and seeing it rain, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Are you not one of these that I like it hot, but I don't like it too hot?
I love it hot, hot, hot. Get it as hot as you want. 30 degrees? Nah, go a little bit higher if you want.
Nice. Oh, a little snort came out. Excuse me. Right, we didn't come to talk about the weather, although we could do at the minute. Mate, just the boxing news at the moment is coming off. Shows are coming back. There's a lot going on. One fight in particular caught my eye. It's what I texted you about when I saw it. Leigh Wood's back and he's in a big one.
Yeah, Leigh Wood's in a massive, massive fight. It's a huge opportunity for him. Can. He's dangerous. He's relentless. He makes for exciting fights, and Leigh can punch, and he's explosive, and he's got all the ingredients to really deliver for the fans. I'm excited about it.
I saw you put on Twitter a few hours before it, I think, saying, "Oh, a big announcement coming up for a fight soon" or something. And I was thinking, who is it? What could it, And I'm trying to just kind of connect the dots and stuff. But when I saw it, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what, Leigh, I can see him doing this. Like, listen, Zoo is, as you just said it, he's dangerous in so many ways. But A, I don't think you would put him in there if he couldn't. But B, I can see it. I can see it coming off.
Well, let's look at it this way. He's not. I think Zoo's not fought for about 20 months, around that sort of period of time. He's coming over here. He's in Leigh's backyard. Well, Eddie's backyard actually. But he's coming over here. Leigh's been in training. He's flowing with confidence right now, coming off a fantastic win. He's rejuvenated right now because he's linked up with Benn and he's enjoying his coaching and he's learning, he's developing. He's learning now because let's get this right. Leigh Wood's record will tell you that he's not a massive puncher. But Leigh Wood, when you're getting hit by him, he's a massive puncher. I've taken him on the pads, Benn's taken on the pads, and we've both agreed he's genuinely pound for pound one of the hardest punchers that we've ever taken on the pads. He really does hit that hard. Now with Benn, he's working on how to deliver those shots, how to sit on his feet, how to create the angles, how to set the shots up, and how to deliver them. Because it's no good having this power if you haven't got the technique in order to deliver them. Leigh's confidence levels, because he feels that he's now able to get himself in positions and transfer the power into the end of his punches, his confidence levels going up and up and up. So it's not a case of Leigh's going to give it a go. It's a case that Leigh genuinely believes that he's going to knock Kanzo out. And, the people around him believe he's going to knock Kanzo out. So it's a great opportunity for him, but it's not just an opportunity.
Yeah. Let me ask you, because one thing you touched on a couple of times at the top there was you made the point that Can's coming over. Now I he's not fought in a long time. Given the benefit of the doubt with COVID and stuff, it's not been easy for anyone. But how big a difference in COVID times or not? How much of a difference does it make when you have to travel, when you're the away fighter, and it's not just the away fighter going to a different city or you're big miles, big traveling here. He's got to really come out of his comfort zone. What difference can that make in a fight?
I'm not saying that's a massive difference. What I'm saying is boxing works in the margin between winning and losing, success and failure, winning that world title and not, very, very small, and they work on percentages, and each percentage that goes in your favor, preparation is great, his preparation might not be that great, or vice versa. These things alter. Traveling, being out of your comfort zone, some fighters handle it doesn't make one bit of difference. Some fighters it does. Some fighters and camps, the gate's absolutely spot on, food, everything's perfect. Some it's just maybe not. You don't know how it disrupts people's train of thought, how people's mentality. I don't know Kanzu, so I don't think it makes any difference to him. But what I'm saying is things like that are in your favor, as in Leigh's in his surrounding comforts. He, his daily routine of the gym, whatever they do, he can do that all the way through up to fight week, where it'll go down to the venue, fight week, and that's it. Everything's comfortable for Leigh in that regards, whereas everything's having to be adapted, plans changed for the opponent. Now, I'm not saying that makes a massive difference, but what I'm saying is it can make slight differences. And when it comes to opportunities, genuinely, you want everything in your favour. I mean, it's like Anfield for Liverpool. If you speak to Liverpool fans, when Anfield's packed, it's like a cauldron because of the atmosphere, because the players go to another level because of their fans. When you take that atmosphere and that cesspit of noise and support and aggressive nature and everything away from them. Well, look, last season we had no crowd. I'm not saying it's the same, but everyone likes to feel comfortable when they go into a massive occasion, a massive fight, whatever it is that they're doing. And Leigh's got everything in his favour in that regards. He's still got to deliver when the bell goes, because at the end of the day, rings the ring. But I'm talking about slight percentages and things going in your favour. It just helps. It doesn't do you any harm. Put it that way.
Yeah, like you said, the contributing little factors, if you like, But for Leigh, in terms of this fight, how I mean, like I know Benn's training, but obviously you have a big hand in there, and as a trainer yourself, what kind of preparations go through. How do you see his preparation for this fight now? Do you see them trying to devise a big game plan, or do they just make him as to the best of his abilities and kind of make Tszyu plan for him? How does that kind of preparation work out?
Well, first of all, when I manage a fight and I don't coach them, then I have nothing to do with the training. That's the trainer's job. I would never do it. I'm here if anyone wants any advice, and if anyone wants my opinion on anything, that's fair enough. But 9 times out of 10, off you go. There you go. The fight's been done. You go prepare for it. But obviously, I speak to Benn, but I speak to Leigh regular, and he'll let me know how things are going, and it's that's their thing. What between the fighter and the coach need to work on and need to perfect, really.
Yeah,
obviously I have my opinions and what as almost as a fan, what I would like my man to be doing in order to win the fight. But that's entirely down to them, and I keep that to myself. Yeah.
Is that a hard thing for you to do as a
No,
manager,
trainer?
Are you easy? Can you do that? Can you just divide and step back where you need to?
Yeah, because otherwise it just doesn't work. Because if I'm managing a fighter and somebody else is training them, then that relationship between the manager and the trainer is not going to work, because I'm always giving him that. Why? Because the trainer's he's there to do the job. So there you go, mate. You go and do your job with your fighter. I manage a lot of fighters around the country that I don't have any input into the training whatsoever. I speak to the trainer or I speak to the fighters or both. How's everything going? This. They tell me what they're doing. Oh, wicked, nice one, great. If they ask me an opinion, then I'll give them my opinion. I don't expect them to take it on board. I don't expect them to use it. That's their job. I wouldn't appreciate a manager trying to tell me what I should be doing with my fighter when that's what I do. Do you know what I mean? So I just do it. That's my job to be the manager, and their job to be the coach, the trainer.
No, fair point. Let me speak to you about the event as a whole. We always do this when we speak about your fighter in whichever capacity, and then the event that they're on. Fight camp is I don't know if Eddie was ever intending to put events on in his back garden initially, but from COVID it spawned and now it's here, and it's looking like it's going from strength to strength. It's almost at a welcome time that things are reopening back up and you've got this big event that everyone can focus on. Just talk to us a little bit about it as a whole. I mean, the cards over 3 separate nights, they look brilliant. You've got fighters. I'll speak to you about Hopi in a moment on one of the other cards. I think I'm right in saying week 3, might be wrong. Yeah. But it looks like an amazing event. So many fights to pick from. I won't pick your brains on every single one, but what's your opinion on the event as a whole now it's coming back?
Well, it's like what you said, smart people, good businessmen, and a lot of great ideas have come not by accident, but by people adapting. A lot of success comes from people adapting, and I don't think I don't think Eddie, well, he might have thought about it, but I don't think he had any plans of putting on a show on Matchroom HQ's back garden until COVID happened, and your hands are tied and you're restricted to what you can and can't do. And they've come up with this idea between him and Frank and the team, and they've thought, all right, let's run with it. And the event happened last year. It was fantastic. It was really, really good. I mean, I was fortunate to have fighters on there, and they were really, really good events. And we said at the time, do you know what? Can you imagine it with a little crowd? And Eddie said it back then. He said he'd love to come back and have a little crowd there. And there you go. He's got one. I know it's going to be quite exclusive, probably about 500 people there or something. But it's going to create a unique atmosphere. Please, we have the nice weather again, same as you had last year. And then they're going to be great events. But the fights themselves that are on the bill, good fights, very, very good fights. I'm excited for a number of them. A number of them are intriguing. And also I've got Leigh Wood fight for world title and Hopi prize boxing on Fight Camp as well. So again, I'm fortunate to have fighters on there.
Tell us a little bit about Hopi and how he's progressing and what you expect to see from him at Fight Camp.
He's progressing really, really well. He's a great talent. His mental attitude and his mindset is fantastic. I keep talking about that, but that's a huge part of young fighters and young athletes is the mentality of them. Because what that does is it gives you a lot of trust in your protege, in your fighter that you're working with, in the talent that you're trying to develop. It gives you a lot of trust in them because you don't worry about it just unraveling because they're going to stick down in a bag of biscuits and eat 10 packs of pasta instead of just having, there's fighters that once they're away from the gym, you worry about and you stress about. With Hopi fighters, I don't have to worry about that. I'm fortunate with Hopi, with Larone and with Jordan, I don't. But with Hopi, especially him being so young, he's, his dad's developed him, brought him through the amateurs from a kid, taught him everything, got into his head straight away. He understands, and once a kid has that self-discipline, you don't have to discipline them. You don't have to teach them that anymore because they know what they can and can't do in order to get the best out of themselves. And that's what OP is. A successful amateur. It didn't happen by accident. It happened because of his talent, but also it happened because of how he's lived his life, how his family's backed him, how he's been brought through. We've seen so many kids have success early doors as juniors, as even as seniors, and then when the bright lights of the pros come calling, it goes ahead and they start slacking off a little bit, or they start taking shortcuts and things like that, and things that they wouldn't eat before they now start eating, and things they wouldn't drink before they now start drinking, because they kind of think, well, it's going to happen for me. I see I'm making this much money now compared to what I was before. I see it's all laid out for me. I don't quite need to do what I was doing in order to get there. But we hope I don't have to worry about that. And also in terms of criticism, not criticism, but constructive criticism on what we're doing. We learn every day. If he's not doing something right, or if a spar is doing a certain thing wrong, talk to him, explain to him. Right, okay, takes it on board, comes back, sorts it out like that. Can't get something off that we're trying to work on, brand new, drills it, gets it, pulls it off, starts working it in sparring. He's got the attitude for it. He's not going to sulk when you tell him that wasn't good enough. He's not going to sulk when you tell him that's how you get beat. He becomes a better fighter because of it. And that's why I say mindset and mentality is so important. Anybody that's got the right attitude can be taught. If they're willing to be taught, if they've got patience and the attitude for it, then anyone can be taught. Nobody wakes up in the morning having never boxed before, and all of a sudden they're really good. Whether it's boxing, football, music, it makes no difference.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's a fair point, and Hope I know he's one that a lot of people I know on the scene they talk about wanting to see him progress, and where can he go? It does seem like there's a big future for him. Just very quickly, you mentioned Larone there as well. Last time we caught up, it was around Larone's fight. another dominant performance by him. He looks like a special kid in there. Just give us an update on Larone, if you would, while you're here.
Yeah, Larone, he's just grown as a fighter since that European title victory. I mean, it was a manner that won the fight, and that's what got everybody taking notice. Also, the song after, but on his boxing performance, it was brilliant. And since then, he's walked into the gym and he's carrying himself in a different way. Not in a way where it's detrimental to him. He's not all of a sudden arrogant or anything like that, or believing himself. He's actually believing himself to an extreme. It's just made him realize the potential that he has got and what he can achieve in this game. Rather than hoping and thinking, he now understands what he can do, and he now understands more of what I'm teaching and what I'm trying to get him to do. Where it's he's done it in the fight, and now he wants more. He wants more, and he's just carrying himself in it as a different level fighter now. And I'm really excited for his next fight. I'm really excited to see where he goes with it.
Is there a latest on his next fight? Can we expect to see him out soon?
It's been sorted. It's been sorted. His management, SJAM, and promoter Eddie are working on that one right now. And I hope it gets sorted very, very soon. It's the names that I've been told are really exciting and really good fights for him. We can't forget he's only 15 fights in himself. He's still learning, but
of course,
the leaps that he's looking at taking are always going to progress his career.
Just really quickly, Dave. Let's end on Fight Camp. Let's talk about the three headline fights, if you like. Which one takes your fancy the most? Which one? If I could give you front row seats to only one, which would you take?
That's tough. That is tough because I'm a massive fan of Conor Benn, but actually I don't need your ticket for that fight because I've got Leigh Wood on that bill, so I'll be there anyway.
In the rules for this game, you've got to leave straight after. The only way you get.
So my toss-up is it's between Jazza Dickens and Galahad and Buatsi Patolnik, because those two fights are great fights, really good fights. I mean, this is a real fight for Buatsi where we can. I'm excited to see the development under Virgil. A great trainer. Such a knowledgeable man as well. So I'm excited to see the developments of him under him. I know what this fella's going to do. Patana is going to come to really put it on him, and it's going to be exciting. And we're going to see a real test for Joshua Buatsi. So I want to see that, but I would have to lean towards Galahad and Jazza Dickens, because that's just, we're talking about in the gym almost every day. We just can't make his mind up who wins the fight, and 1 minute you think one of them's going to win, but then you can make a case for the other one, and it's generally not sitting on the fence. It's genuinely being able to make a case for both men. That's what makes a great fight. That's what we want to see in boxing, and that's what's exciting about the fight. I don't know who's going to win, but I'm excited to see and find out.
I'm the same with you on Galahad and Dickens. Every time I speak about it, every time I think about it, I start to lean one way, and then someone says something, or I think something, and I go this way, and I go back this way, and back that way. But what's interesting is
it's one of those fights where you can even talk yourself out of it. You can
you can have a conversation and
you can talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, but what's interesting is last time I was at a Jazza Dickens fight was the Golden Contract final, and the other fight on that card was Serge Michel against Bolotniks for the light heavyweight final. Yeah. And I actually fancied Serge Michel, and Bolotniks, I don't mean any disrespect to Michel here, Bolotniks destroyed him. Yeah. It was such a comprehensive beatdown, and I thought, this Bolotniks is a talent, and he's training with Myris Bradis, who again, phenomenal guy, cruiserweight champion, etc. Yeah. I see a lot of people saying Buatsi needs to up his level. He needs to go in against this guy. Is that step? Do you know?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, that's a scary one to pick at almost. I can't. Again, I just can't. It's the easy answer, but I genuinely can't pick.
You can see from Joshua's previous performances. Those previous performances indicate towards this being a very, very hard fight for him. A very, very hard fight for him. A fight that can get beaten. But this is what I'm saying. He's had one fight under Virgil Hunter.
Yeah.
Now he's had another full camp with him. I'm interested to see the changes, the knowledge, and the adaptations that he armored himself with to go into a fight like this, because this is a real fight. And so, I think they'll look at taking away what Bolotniks is very good at and then implementing Joshua Buatsi style. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for him, and I hope he looks great, because I really like the kid and I rate the kid. But I think as a human being, he's a lovely, lovely guy, and just being around him is just a chill sort of person. He's the kind of person that you like to be around, because there's no aggro, there's no edge. When we was in the last fight camp, I think it might have been Larone. I think it was Larone. Yeah, I had Larone on, and Buatsi was on the same show, and Hopi was there as well. And they were just really nice people to be around with all the time. Do you know what I mean? And I just want to see him keep developing, getting better and better, and becoming a world champion.
I mean, we've gone through very quickly there, vsickens and the Bolotniks Buatsi fight. That Conor Benn fight should be all right as well, just for the record.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's another.
Conor Benn's never in a bad fight. He's exciting, man. He's one of my favorite fighters. Pure excitement, his energy that he gives off, just him as a person as well. And I can't help but whenever I'm listening to him talk and I'm seeing him with a microphone, it just takes me back to his dad. So I'm always going to love him for that reason. But him himself, his own individual personality, I think it's great for the sport. And like I said, he's always been dead sound with me. He's another one that, as a fan, having nothing to do with his career, I really want him to win a world title. Really want him to win a world title, because if you look at where he's come from when he turned pro, and everyone was like, he's rubbish him. Do you know what? Campbell Hatton reminds me a lot of the stick that Conor was getting, where you look at these kids and think, because of who the dad is, they compare him straight away to the dad and they just write him off completely. But these kids, they've got the future. You shouldn't say they've got the future looked after because of the dad, and so they don't have to do this. This sport is brutal. It's very, very hard to do. It's not just the going in the ring and fighting and getting punched in the face bit. It's the lifestyle that goes with it. It's your family going on holidays and you can't go because you're in training camp. It's the families eating whatever they want and having nice pizzas or nice ice creams and stuff like that, and you can't because you're training for a fight. It's the sacrifices that go with it, and it's a very, very lonely sport as well. It's a very tough lifestyle to live. Now, that's one thing when you're driven because your means of life aren't great and you're struggling to get out of a hole you're at, and you think that this is your only way out. But like Conor Benn says, when you're sleeping in silk pajamas and when you're rocking around in wicked motors and you've got a nice watch on, you're still putting yourself through that and you're still outworking everybody else. I've got respect for anybody that's like that. I respect for anyone like that because they don't need to do it. They choose to work harder than everybody else. Not work harder than everybody else because they have to. They choose to. So you can't write anybody off like that. And you look at Conor Benn's development, and that's why if I was Campbell Hatton, I would look at Conor Benn. I would think, look at how he started, and look at the respect that he gathered, and look at how much he developed by having that work ethic and that attitude. That is a role model. Regardless of who your dad is or what your surname is, that is.
Well, we listen. We work with Campbell Hatton. We sponsor Campbell Hatton. Obviously, I do a lot of work with Chris Eubank Jr., who, I mean, as a note to throw in, obviously respect to Chris and his family at the moment. Awful news just last week. But Chris has said on a number of occasions about Campbell, and we've said it a number of times working with Campbell himself, like he knows that, like Chris would often point out that sometimes he felt more pressure because on his debut fight, on his first few fights, people were expecting to see a world champion. And he's not. He's on his debut. But people, because they see the name, you are instantly, Campbell Hatton must be as good as Ricky. Chris must be as good as Chris Senior. and it doesn't work like that.
No. No, it's a very vital sport. You know, I forgot to mention Chris Jr. But you know, whether you like these guys or not, you have to respect what they're doing because they don't need to do it. They don't need to do it, and yet they're putting themselves through it because you know it's all right. It's all right when things are going great, and it's all right when it's an easy sparring session or you wake up in the morning, you feel good, you think I want to train today. That's great. We all do it. We all get up, you know, whether you're a boxer or not, or an athlete or not. You know, if you feel good, oh, I'm gonna train today. That's easy. It's the days when you get up and you feel like shit, and you think, I've no energy, I'm tired, I'm sore from yesterday, and you're still going and train. That's the difference. That's what makes these people different because every day is like that. Every day they don't actually need to do it. On the days when they feel like shit, the days when they're aching, they're sore ribs from sparring or whatever, you know, but they still apply it and they still have that work ethic and attitude. So I'll respect them for that no matter what.
100%. Well, listen, Dave, I'll let you crack on and enjoy that magnificent sunshine you're currently basking in. But fight camps to come, all eyes are on it. We'll be in touch either around the time just after it when hopefully we're celebrating a Leigh Wood and Hopi Price big win.
Fantastic, mate. That'd be brilliant.